Andrew Douglas here in the Action News 5 digital desk. As the holiday travel rush nears, air travel remains inhumane, dehumanizing for people with disabilities. It is a charge from the Paralyzed Veterans of America, urging the public to join their fight for change during a nationwide media tour. And joining us now on the Action News 5 digital desk is Josue Cordova. He's a U.S. Air Force veteran and the National Vice President of Paralyzed Veterans of America. Good morning, sir. Thank you for your service. How are you?
Good morning, sir. Thank you.
Tell me about, first off, your military service and how you ended up in a wheelchair.
Thank you. Well, at 17 years old, right after high school, I enlisted in the United States Air Force. During my time in the Air Force, I was a vehicle operator, transporter, dispatcher, and it's something I take great honor and great pride in having the ability to do. Sadly, during my time in service in 1995, June of 1995, I was in a horrific car accident while I was on leave during peacetime, which fractured my spine at the T10 through T12 vertebrae, which left me a complete paraplegic. So I've been in a wheelchair over now 27 years.
Tell me about the problems or challenges that people with disabilities face during air travel. I mean, I'm an able-bodied person, and I deal with all kinds of problems. I can only imagine some of the challenges that paralyzed people face.
Well, you know, the big thing about it is there's so many to say, but you think about people talking about just discomfort and how small the seats are. But the fact of the matter is, in many single-aisle planes, there is no accessible restrooms for people with mobility disabilities such as myself. So many times when I travel by air, sometimes flights are only 45 minutes, but across our country alone, it can take over 6 hours. And in those flights, we have to dehydrate ourselves over 24 hours before we take off just to prevent from needing a restroom during air flight.
Yeah, you don't even think about that unless you are in that situation where you have to. You encountered a problem during a flight. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, sir. You know, one thing about it, and sadly it happened not too long ago, but for me, you know, you think about it, right now we're talking about going to Mars or going back to the moon, but the thing about it is, in a single aisle plane, I sat 7 feet away from a restroom, and having to use that restroom, not only did I have to wait for that flight to land, but then I had to wait for everybody to get off that plane before someone came on to try to get me off so I can get to the restroom. And sadly, the end result was I was left humiliated. I was left feeling just absolutely incredibly horrible, knowing that that restroom that was 7 feet away I couldn't use, and just left me going home feeling dehumanized and really feeling just overwhelmed.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Josue. Why do you think air travel is so behind when it comes to these basic standards?
Well, you know, the crazy part is that 35 years ago, PVA was an incredible force in giving rights for air travel with the Air Carrier Act. But sadly, within the past 35 years, there has been no change. There's been no update to that amendment. And what we're really trying to do is try to let government and Congress know we need that change now. I mean, as a matter of fact, this very day, we're on Capitol Hill testifying before Congress, letting them know we need this amended. We need the Air Carrier Act amended. We need an update to make accessible air travel for everybody, regardless of their disability.
So what has the Paralyzed Veterans of America done to address these issues, and what are they asking the public to do right now?
Well, you know, the great thing, I'm honored to be a part of PVS. For over 75 years, we've been fighting for not only paralyzed veterans' rights, but for disabled Americans' rights as well. And what we're doing right now is we want everybody, a couple things. You can go online, go on our media sites and look and see. We have a campaign going on right now called Just Plain Wrong, where you can see the difficulties that people with disabilities are facing during air travel. But we also ask you to sign on to pva.org/air travel and sign our petition. Help us make our voice stronger so that we can make the changes and break down these barriers and make accessible air travel for everybody. Again, not just for us paralyzed veterans, but for your family, your loved ones with disabilities as they take to the air during travel.
It's an easy thing to get behind, and certainly something that I think the public would be encouraged to do. Anything else before we let you go, Josue?
Well, you know, Thank you, sir. We just, again, I'm so honored to be a part of PVA, and I'm so honored to be able to continue to serve us as PVA members, serving our country, serving those with disabilities, serving those that feel like they don't have a voice, so that we can let them know we care about what you're doing, and we want to make this stand for you to make, right now with this air travel, make it accessible for you so you have less worries as you go and travel across the country.
Josue Cordova, we appreciate you, Air Force veteran. Thank you for your service. You're also the National Vice President of Paralyzed Veterans of America. Thank you so much for informing us on this topic.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you too.